New tonight, some protests could be labeled economic terrorism if a state lawmaker gets his way.
Doug Erickson, a Republican senator, will push a bill that targets protesters who block transportation, disrupt business, or put public safety at risk. KOMO's Suzanne Fawn has reaction to that bill.
Protesters who block Seattle's streets by the thousands, invade Macy's on Black Friday, could face new punishments if a state lawmaker gets his way. Senator Doug Erickson, a Republican, calls it economic terrorism. He wants to make it a felony to do things like block transportation or stop business.
Sometimes they interrupt the traffic.
Irfan Rahman has watched crowds of demonstrators in front of his tobacco shop on the corner of 3rd and Pine.
But it's never interrupt our business and nothing harmful at all.
Some people near Westlake Center say Erickson's term economic terrorism is a stunt that goes too far.
To call it economic terrorism it's just another way to silence it, and it's another way to gain popular support.
Frankly, I'm appalled.
Seattle City Councilman Mike O'Brien was detained by the Coast Guard when he joined kayaktivists protesting this oil rig last summer.
To me, strikes a complete disregard of the U.S. Constitution and First Amendment rights. You know, our country is based in part on our ability to have free speech and public dissension.
Suzanne Fawn, KOMO News.
KOMO reached out to Senator Erickson's office multiple times tonight. We still haven't heard from the senator. The ACLU called the plan excessive, saying they're concerned it targets civil disobedience as terrorism, saying, quote, let's keep in mind that civil rights protesters who sat down at lunch counters could be seen as disrupting business.
Protests like the one we saw here in Seattle after the election last week are not illegal, but a lawmaker in Olympia does want to outlaw violence or destruction that happens during these types of protests. The bill is being introduced by Republican State Senator Doug Erickson.
He says it would make these acts he calls economic terrorism a felony. That would apply to anyone who hurts others, damages property, blocks stores, or keeps people from getting to work while protesting.
Don't have a right to violence. You don't have a right to impact another person's economic activity. I really want to go and punish those people who are paying people to go out there and do this and to go after the deep pockets.
Senator Erickson says his bill would not apply to labor strikes. In a statement, the ACLU says it's concerned the term terrorism would be applied to acts of civil disobedience.